it short. So thanks to the Plasticity organisers for having me here today. I think today's session has been really inspiring for me because it's been solution-orientated and hearing a lot of really fantastic, great new ideas. You all heard Ben's presentation, hopefully, this morning, where he shared with you our global framework on World Without Waste and our global goals. You also heard, I think, from a number of speakers that the top 5 countries contributing to marine debris are in Southeast Asia. So our World Without Waste goals really have a big focus on Southeast Asia. As you all know, there's a lot of focus from the EU on this region, from other bodies on how to help Southeast Asia address the challenges on plastic and marine debris. And for our business, a big focus in moving the needle. So we have a big aspirational goal to collect every bottle or can we sell or produce by 2030. It is a big goal in this region, and what we've been doing over the last, I think it's 9 months since that goal was established, is putting together working teams. So in every single country we operate, we now have an operational team that consists of marketing, government relations, supply chain, logistics, procurement, design, that all work together at a country level, and then that ladders up to a business unit level across ASEAN, and that ladders up to a global level. So we have working teams in every country, every region, every group, and then globally. And we report monthly, weekly, to make sure that we're working against those goals and getting progress. Okay, so on the design side of things, you heard from Ben that we want to make our packaging 100% recyclable. So the question is, how are we doing in ASEAN? Well, our audit of our brands and packaging in ASEAN shows that at the moment we're about 99% fully recyclable. So our products are all aluminium cans, glass, PET, and they are recyclable. We have some flexible packaging in one market that we need to address, but on the whole, we're making good progress on that goal. The second one is on 50% recycled content, and in ASEAN, that is a tougher ask. So you heard from Indorama earlier that there is one food-grade recycled PET facility in Thailand. There are not many others around the region. If there are, they're small, and they don't necessarily have food-grade rPET. And if we want to close the loop on the circular economy, we need food-grade rPET facilities in each country so that we can have those facilities as close to where we produce our bottles and where they're collected. So that is a big investment that needs to take place. And the next challenge that happens around that investment is if you build a plant, sorry, I'm not sure what's happened to my slides. If you build a plant, you need to have the feedstock to keep that plant going. And in order to have the feedstock, you need the collection systems to feed the plant. So how do we establish those, excuse me, I'm going to go back a slide. How do we establish those collection systems to make that process work? And we need a clean feedstock. So we need a combination of things. We need enabling regulation in each of our countries where we operate on source segregation. So making sure that people are separating at source. We can collect a clean stream of PET. That PET can then go to an rPET facility and we can go bottle to bottle. So how do we go about doing that? Some of the initial steps have been around forming industry and government alliances so that we can agree on the roadmap forward. In Indonesia, an organisation called PRAISE has been set up. So I think a number of the brand owners in the room here are part of that organisation. Nestle, Coca-Cola, Danone, a number of others, I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned you, working with the Ministry of Environment there on what is the roadmap to improve collection. And they have set up a few programs which I'll share with you in a minute. Waste for Change, we've got PALMS in the Philippines, which again is an industry coalition working with government on collection. And in Malaysia, there's a dialogue here tomorrow, which I believe quite a few of you are attending to try and get something else established here and get that moving here. So in all of the markets, we are trying to do similar with many of our brand partners who have the same goals. Again, we're also looking at partnerships with industry and civil society. So the speaker before me mentioned that there are a lot of different coalitions and bodies. At the moment, we're sort of participating in most of them to see which ones end up having the most, I guess, the most significance in the region and can really drive things forward. But it's very inspiring to see the amount of positive intent and the amount of activity that's going on. I think that can only bode well for where this will go. And it's just a matter of making sure that we can collaborate, have a clear set of goals, and move forward together as industry, government, and NGOs so we can make progress. And then the last one is around catalytic funding, and we are proud to have been an early stage supporter in Circulate Capital, which Rob Kaplan, some of you may have heard from earlier in the week, is looking to bring investment and funding into recycling infrastructure in Southeast Asia and India. And then, just briefly on partner, I could have 50, 60 slides on this. We have so many programs going around the region that are trialing new solutions, working with many of the partners in this room on small island solutions, a schools program we have in Malaysia here with Senviro and EPIC, where we have, it's called Recycle for Life, and it reaches 40,000 school children in Malaysia. Basically, it's a buyback scheme. They bring their recyclables to school. The school can earn cash towards purchasing materials for the school, and Senviro collects that recycling material and recycles it. So we're trying to expand those types of programs because we think they close the full loop. They educate the students, and they can see the value in the recyclables that they collect. And in Indonesia, there's a Dropbox program, which I mentioned briefly earlier, through Praise, which is a series of drop boxes that are in central locations in Jakarta, where people can bring their recyclables. Again, they are collected, recycled, and returned back into other products. And so that program has started with the Ministry of Environment. In the Philippines, and I know we've got a couple of people from the Philippines that I'm looking for, we have a very, very popular marketing program called Coke Studio. And in that, we are trying to encourage millennials to recycle and to find recycling cool. So you'll see this across a lot of our programs, and a lot of what we do is plastic can have a second life, recycle, and making sure that we use our marketing assets to really push the recycling message as strongly as we can in all of our markets. Even in Myanmar, I think that's a logo that you'll see on the back of our trucks, on our salespeople's t-shirts, going onto our packaging. So trying to inculcate recycling and the benefits of recycling for people across the region. A lot of work in this area, we have a lot of willingness to partner, and if you do have programs that you'd like to partner on or to talk to us about, please do. The door is open, the team is here, so we encourage you to have that discussion. And thank you again for inviting us.